Hello, friends. Let's talk about few stocks which showed big move in today's market trade. First company is Sirca Paints. So Sirca Paint stock moved up by 3.85% in today's trade. Stock is currently trading at around 344. If you talk about the company, as is clear from its name, Sirca Paint is engaged in business of manufacturing, selling, and export of paints, specifically wood coatings, and its market cap is pretty small, near 2000 crores. We see that there are many major players in this sector: Asian Paints, Berger Paints, just to name a few. But this company is a small cap in a very big sector. Also, it operates in a segment which is a premium. So, uh, the large players in this sector generally don't operate in those. They are mostly mass companies, which makes Sirca Paints uniquely positioned. It has a P of around 40, which is not pretty high, and a decent uh, growth in terms of profit and revenue. If we talk about its technicals, company stock is currently trading between its support and resistance. It took support near 300. In fact, it was a resistance for the company in 2022, and at the same level, company stock price took support three or four times before. Uh, Stock did hit a high of around 450, but then from those levels it came down. All the paints companies are struggling in recent past because of heightened competition in this sector. Entry of Grasim has hit all the paint companies, but Sirca Paint is something which is uniquely positioned when it comes to paint sector. So this company should definitely be in investors radar. Next company which did show a big jump in today's market trade is Pyramid Technoplast. Stock price jumped by around 7%. If we talk about company, then uh, company operates in manufacturing of plastic containers, IBC containers, drums, barrels, basically manufacturing of plastics. This company also is pretty small. It has a market cap of around 800 crores and a relatively small PE. This again is a sector which is a high growth sector and has a huge potential to grow in future as well. uh, if we talk about a company's growth rate, then it has been decent. Though in the recent few years, company has struggled to improve its profit. But looking at the overall growth of this sector plus the size of the company, this also should be on investors' radar. If we look at the technicals, then company stock tried to take support on its increasing trend line. We can see that in the past it did take support on this trend line, and it has a resistance of 237. In fact, in the recent past, we have observed that company stock price did come down from this level only. So if it comes near its increasing trend line, then that can be a good buying opportunity. And if company delivers good profit growth in future quarters, then we can expect stock price to go up. Next stock which we'll talk about is RBC Jewelers. uh, Stock price jumped by 5% in today's market trade and closed in near 198 rupees. It has an upper circuit of 5%, so it's likely that tomorrow also stock may go up, though it's not uh, an assurance, but there is a high possibility. If we talk about this specific company, then RBC Jewelers market cap is 786 crores. It's again a very small micro cap company. We have observed that in recent few years, jewelry segment stock are doing pretty well. There was a time when it was only the Titan which used to take benefit of the complete growth in this sector. But now many companies like Kalyan Jewelers, PNG, RBZ, uh, many companies have started getting benefit of this trend of shift of consumer to organized players from unorganized ones. And RBZ Jeweler is also a beneficiary of that trend. Company did show a good growth in terms of profit and sales in recent years. However, since the size of company is pretty small, investors should also be cognizant about the uh, potential volatility in company stock price. If you look at its technical, as it's clear, company stock did touch a high of around 250 after a few days of its listing, and then came crashing down to around 120. So if we compare these two levels, 250 and 120, there was a drop of around 50%, which is pretty high. Investors need to have a lot of stomach to see these type of stock prices. But those who do invest when the stock is near its support uh, gets benefit of it. uh, Company did take support of around 120 only, and a resistance of around 220. Stock price started coming down after reaching to that level and currently is trading in between. If it comes down to 120 level, then it can be a good buying range. And if the 220 level is breached by a good volume, then we can see stock price to go up. Lot of it will depend on the quarterly results. So investors should keep a watch on how the company does in terms of its profit for the next quarter. Next company is JG Chemical. The stock price came down by 5%. This company's market cap is nearly 1700 crores. Again, a PE not as high. And company is a leading zinc oxide manufacturer, having capability to produce up to 80 grades of zinc. So the company is uniquely positioned. Uh, these are the type of stocks which investors should invest, keeping the inherent volatility in mind. There are many companies in chemical sectors, but these small companies are risky ones, but they also provide a huge opportunity. They can turn into future multi-baggers. Uh, so if let's say this JG Chemical, if it goes to a market cap of around 50,000 crores or 70,000 crores near SRF's market cap is nearly 70,000 crores, then it will be a 30 times jump. So even if it does that in 10 years, then also it will be a huge gain for investors. So, but there is a possibility of stock price going down, uh, or company may get vanished altogether. So investors should keep that thing in mind. If we talk about companies technicals, then stock is trying to take resistance near 467. Uh, and in recent few days also it did take that resistance, and stock price came down. If the stock price come near the levels below 350, then it can be a good buying range. Again, next quarterly results will be a key in terms of its stock price movement. Remember, friends, this discussion is not about a recommendation of buying or selling stock. We are doing it only for educational purpose. Always consult your financial advisors before making any investment decision. Thank you.